Hey guys, it is Deborah, and I want to start out by saying congratulations to each and every one of you for signing up, for sticking to, and for completing the first full week in the 30-day pelvic stability challenge. Like, woo, congratulations! How are you feeling, my friends? Please let me know in the comments below. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, no worries, just stick to the end and I will fill you in. But for right now, let's go ahead and get our focus on for today's isolation workout that's designed to help you improve your body's hip flexion. And what I mean by hip flexion is your capacity to bring your knee all the way up into a 90-degree bend or even further. The muscle that's required to do that is called the hip flexors. So the goal of today is to help you build awareness around your current hip's ability to go into flexion. Are you able to keep your thigh bone in socket the entire time? Is it in a neutral position or is it moving all around? And also too, to strengthen those hip flexors to make it so much easier for you. You can then go on to improve your mobility, your flexibility, your balance, your stability, all of the good stuff, all right? We have a 10-minute long workout, 7 moves. Each of the moves we're doing for 1 minute, some on one side, some on the other. And we're gonna be on a mat the entire time. The only prompt you might kind of need, or perhaps maybe might need, is a rolled up towel. For the last move, we're going to be in a seated position. So if you're somebody that tucks your tailbone on under when you sit on your bum, then you're gonna need a towel to prop your hips on up. Other than that, let's go ahead and get started. Come on down to a supine position, which just means you're gonna be lying down on your back. What I want you to do is pretend as if you're basking in the sun, which I'm clearly basking in the sunset at the moment. Extend one leg all the way on out, flex your foot. The other leg is gonna be bent with the foot firmly planted on the ground. When we target the hip flexor, we need to bring stability to the pelvis. So begin by engaging your abs and your glutes. So as you engage them, then you can bring some more stability into the pelvis. Now to keep your thigh bone tracked in socket and tracked in this neutral position while we move our leg, whether it's bent or straight, then I want you to squeeze all of the muscles in your upper leg. Your inner thighs, your outer thighs, your quads, your hamstrings. I want you to squeeze it all. All right, we're gonna start with some leg lifts. So let's go ahead and begin lifting on up and down. Good. Squeeze. Keep the chest nice and lifted. The hip flexor, it's a muscle that connects to the last vertebrae in the thoracic spine, T12. It connects to the entire lumbar spine. It goes up and over the front part of the hip, the iliocrest, and then it connects to the upper inner thigh. So you can see why it would then be responsible for hip flexion. In order to run, walk, or any sort of fight or flight, we will call upon the hip flexors to allow our leg to move. Good. You might start feeling a little shaking, that's all right. When this muscle, when we sit oftentimes, it shortens and it weakens. So a lot of times when it comes to the hip flexors, we think about just stretching them, which is super important to do it. I do it all the time. But often, tightness, let's hold now in this position here, you're most certainly gonna start feeling your legs start to shake. But I want you to extend the energy on out through your heel, drawing the arch of your foot all the way back to your belly button. Good. Don't lose that connection with your abs and your glutes though, okay? Good. Breathe in. I know this is going to be intense. So like I was saying, we start stretching, but sometimes tightness doesn't always have to do with flexibility. It has to do with strength. Let's little pulses now. Up, up. You're doing so good. I'm shaking. I'm going to keep talking so I don't have to think about it. So when tightness is a result of weakness, we often overlook then strength training, which is what we're doing in a very isolated manner here. And you can most certainly feel the strength, because I know I am. My leg is on fire. My hip flexor is alive and awake. Good. Breathe out. Other side. Now we're going to do the same thing, just raising the leg on up and down. Up and down. Good work. Feels good to be on a fresh leg. Exhale. Whew. I know the reason I have hip injuries and dysfunction in my hips is because I have tight hip flexors. I have been doing a lot of flexibility work, but I myself need to do more strength training work. So I was super excited that not only is the pelvic stability challenge out, because all the workouts we're going to be doing this month pair very nicely with that stability challenge, but even on its own, the work that we're doing here to build strength is incredibly important, especially when you have and are rehabilitating from hip injuries. Hold now. Woo, the shakes. Let me see them. Let me see those little shakes, guys. Come on, breathe in. Lift the chest. Extend the energy on out through your heel. Pull the arch back in towards your chest. Yes. Keep those glutes and those abs engaged. Exhale. You got it. Whew. I am weaker on this side. This is my left side, which is always my weaker side. Little pulses. So dig deep. You can do it. Come on, up. Little pulses. Feels a little good to move. Move a little dynamically as opposed to that static hold. But this is all good, because now with this awareness, I know what to do. And you do too. Good. Up, up. Up. You got it. Good. Woo. All right, now we're gonna come down to our backs. And we're gonna move both legs at the same time. So lifting them on up and coming down. Good. So make sure one leg is not moving in front of the other. They're moving in neutral and they're moving simultaneously. Abs still stay engaged. Yes. Try to keep those top ribs pulling into the mat so they're not flaring. That's going to help release a little bit more of the abdominal control, allowing you to target the hip flexors more, because oftentimes we overengage our abs when it comes to the work for our hip flexors. There's a fine line between the two of them. They do work in tandem. But let's keep it just the hip flexors this time. Come on. Now let's come into a bicycle. So as we just move the bottom parts of our leg, like we were doing a bicycle crunch, this time as we isolate the bottom only, we can get a sense of, imagine you were standing, and you were trying to march like this. With the gravitational pull, since we're in a supine position, it's going to help your hip flexors. It's going to be easier on the hip flexors while you build that awareness and that strength. I know. I'm thinking of you. I want to make sure that you do this, because I know you got it in you. Good. Keep going. Bicycle it out. Where are you heading in your bicycle? Ooh, legs are on fire. It's good though. That's what I want. How I know I'm building strength. We're gonna drop one leg. Now we're gonna place our hand on our knee, press the knee into the hand, hand into the knee, isometrically contract all of the muscles. Yes, create manual resistance with your own body. Breathe in, yes, don't let the chest come towards the knee. Pull those ribs into the mat, yes, good, exhale. Keep the other leg straight, foot flexed. Try to pull the hamstring all the way to the mat. You doing it? Oh my goodness, my hip flexor. This is so good, guys. This is so good. Breathe in, keep pressing. Exhale it out, good work. Dig deep. You got it. Remember why you're doing this. All the things that you're going to gain from building this awareness. The muscle's going to build stronger. You're going to be able to walk, run, play with your kids, be able to go upstairs, be independent in your movements. Exhale. Yes. My weaker side. So you might notice your weaker sides, perhaps it's your right, not your left like it is for me. Either way, take that new awareness that you now have, and that's how you can build the skillful action, because when you have that skillful action, you can navigate your limitations more safely. You can help yourself move in a way that's going to allow and honor where you're at today. Good. Oh, keep squeezing those abs, those glutes, and the thigh. Exhale. We're gonna flip on over into a mountain climber position after this. So what I want you to do is make sure that your shoulders are over your wrists. Abs are engaged the entire time. We're gonna do a very slow mountain climber. So you're gonna try and keep your pelvis neutral as best as you can, bringing the knee all the way as close as you can to your forearm. If you want to start out by just moving to a 90-degree bend, that's a good way to get the abdominal connection. We practice it now for a few moves on our back. So feel the difference since you are in a different shape at the moment. Yes, breathe in. Breathe out. Keep going. We're going to come back down to our seated position after this. So make sure when you sit yourself up on your towel, the front part of your hips are falling off, the front sit bones are falling off the towel. Abs on fire as well as hip flexors. Let's do it. All right. From our position here, we're going to lift the leg. Lift. So I don't want you rounding in your back. You're sitting on up. Sit bones are off and you're lifting. Whew. This one is so hard, but it's such a good move. We've built on up to it at this, all the moves now. Very isolated. You might not be able to move a whole lot. You might just be a little bit off the mat, but that's fine. It begins somewhere. And then eventually you can get higher and higher. I know that's what I'm working towards. I want to continue to heal my hip, keep my movements going. I'm going to dig deep here. Good. Lift. Lift. Breathing out. All right, final side. Lifting up. Lifting up. It's very tempting to fall back to the back of your sit bones. I want you on the front part of your sit bones. It will restrict your ability to lift your leg higher. And I want that because that is the proper way to target your hip flexor. Good. Breathe in and out. Dig deep, guys. Come on. This is it. Feel that sense of accomplishment. Feel that sense of pride. You got it. Lift. Lift. 20 seconds. That's it. Ooh, my leg doesn't want to lift. Exhale. Yes. Come on, leg. We're in this together. We're doing it. Giving you what you need, and you'll give me what I need. Excellent. Let that go. Let's just find a forward fold since we're nicely propped up on our towel. Exhale, begin to reach your arms on out to a degree that works for you. You could be here, you could be here, you could be here. Exhale, find your folds. Good. Back to the legs. Releasing. The stress is off those hip flexors now. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Again, deep breath in. Exhale it out. All right, and we'll come all the way on up. I don't know if I can move my legs at the current moment, but that was so good. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, guys. This is excellent work to continue to help you rehabilitate post-physical therapy for any hip injuries you have, or just in general to move along your journey, improving your mobility, your fitness, your strength, your confidence, your posture. So thanks so much for joining me here today. Don't forget to subscribe to Aline Postures. Give it a like, give it a share. Now, if you want to know more about the 30-day pelvic stability challenge, the 5 moves that we are doing in that challenge, all you have to do, go to alinepostures.com, sign up for the mailing list. I will send you the password. You're going to download the printable infographic. It's right here. And then from there, you're going to perform each of the 5 moves every single day. You're only increasing the reps by 1 every day, so you can see how it starts out pretty good. And then as you head towards the middle and latter part of the month, it becomes a challenge. So make sure to tag a friend so you can have some accountability. Tag me so I can see your progression. And the nice thing is I'm pairing all the workouts that we're doing this month for the hips so that you can use them in tandem together to really power pack the punch for your pelvic stability. And that was a tongue twister, but yeah, that was a lot of fun, guys. Thanks so much for joining me here today. I'll see you in the challenge, and I hope you have a great one. Bye.
La, la, la.